Hi, and welcome to the introduction video on research. This is called a primer on research. Now, from time to time, you're going to be asked to find articles on your own. As a graduate student, this is the basis of your existence, finding research and then building on it. What does the research say, and what does it mean? What does a synthesis of the research mean? Unfortunately, as an undergrad, you probably did not get much help on how to do this. Even if you were asked to do it, there was probably very specific, strict guidelines. You find this kind of article, or you find this specific article. So, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about building a lit review, building a bibliography. And we start with a bibliography. First, if you're unfamiliar with academic search engines, there's a great primer at the NCSU website library. You can go there, check it out. The link is in the comments of this video. Now, what articles do I find? What do I search? Where do I go now that I know how to use the search engine? Now, the answer is pretty simple. You start with a bibliography. I'm looking at this article, Simulation and Gaming. This is an article that I'm going to be using later on in my global learning course, and it talks about games and globalism. Now, I've already read this article, but I'm not all that interested in the article itself per se, because I already know what it says. I think it's interesting, and I want to go further. I want to explore a little bit further. So the first thing I do is I scroll all the way down, past the appendices to the references. Now, you know, I have a couple of ideas about what I want to look at. So I look Barnett, Empathy and Related Responses in Children, and maybe Bruner and Bennett, Feminization of Technology, Ghosts in Medicine, Women's Voices, and Index of Empathy for Children and Adolescents, DataQuest, California Department of Education, Citizenship for the 21st Century, Setting the Context. That's in a book, so we'll look at that later. Right now I'm looking primarily for articles. Cohen J, Audience Identification with Media Characters. Again, that's a book. You can tell it's a book because it says in. So in Bryant J. Educating Citizens, Preparing America's Undergraduates for Lives of Moral and Civic Responsibility. That looks like a good one. Let's start off there. So, it's Colby, Ehrlich, Beaumont, and Stevens. None of those names stands out as being super unique. So I'm going to start off with Educating Citizens, Preparing America as my search term. So I come over to the engine, I do articles, Educating Citizens, Preparing America. And I want peer-reviewed only. Then I just search that. Okay. Oh, it looks like this is a book. Now this tells me right away it's a book because the first things that pop up are reviews. Now I didn't catch that it was a book because they were referencing the whole book as opposed to just a chapter. But doing that, I have also found it's not the search I wanted, not the article I wanted, but Pluralism, Corporatism, and Educating Citizens. It looks like it might be an interesting article, and it says it's online, so I can go there. Now let's look a little bit further. Another book. Empathy in the Virtual World is Chronicle. It's a website. Here we go. Interactive stories in the audience. The other thing I could do is this PDF is text aware, so I can just search. Now make sure you keep search refinements because we are using Summon at NCSU right now. And okay, the article didn't pop up, so I'm going to put quotations around the title. Narrow it down. Okay. Now, Simulation and Gaming, not the right article. Actually, it's the article I'm looking at right now. So the only place where this search shows up is in the article that I just read, so I don't have access to it. But this one, let's see. What does it mean to be a citizen? That's pretty general, so I'm going to look at defining social studies in the age of marginalization and globalization instead. Come back to the search engine, copy and paste, and do a search. There it is. What does it mean to be a citizen? And it's available online. So I found an article, one out of many, obviously, and I can go and download this article and read it. And what I did is I just found an article that looked interesting from the bibliography, because they've already done the searching. They've already hunted down a lot of the articles of things that I'm interested in. So I want to use them, leverage them, and then branch out from there and go on and on and on. And you can really tunnel down through the bibliography. So if the Hefner article here is really good and I really like where it's going, I can do this again and go into their bibliography and see what's in there. Hopefully this is helpful to you.